Hello and welcome to episode 120 of the Homegames podcast. My name is Joseph and today is Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. Normally I would have Yuzi here with me as my co-host, but he is dealing with his real life this week, so it'll just be me. And it'll probably be pretty quick because I only have one real main update, which is I have a proof of concept working for public games and home games. So on the previous episode, I had set a goal for myself, which is before Thanksgiving, which is in about 3 weeks. I wanted to have a feature built where I could spectate a home games game over the public internet. So up to this point, the entire time that we've been working on home games have only been accessible over the same Wi-Fi network as the game server, right? So like you're running on your computer and you're playing on your phone, you're on the same Wi-Fi, so it's all good. But if you have a friend who's not on your same Wi-Fi network, they can't do anything. So the idea was that we would have this new relay server that sits somewhere on the public internet that we maintain, and a home games game server can optionally pipe out game data to this relay server, and clients over the public internet can connect to it with this code, basically, that is made available on the game server, kind of like Jackbox. So if you've played Jackbox, you have code, you go to Jackbox TV, you put in the code, and you can play with everybody else who is in your game session. So that's basically the same feature that we're trying to build for home games. And the original idea was we would have just spectators, because I was thinking that having input, like actual, game input to play the game, would be too much work over this public server thing as an initial, or like the first phase, but it ended up being quite a bit easier than I was thinking. And in total, I have about 70 lines of code changes to the overall system for all this proof of concept to work. So it's basically 70 lines of hacks, and it's not super sustainable. It's not anywhere close to the final implementation of what it will be in the future, but it is a working version of public games and home games. And I was playing Sponge, which is the game that I was building before all this relay server stuff, which is essentially a Pong clone with some kind of fast-paced physics, I guess, fast-paced relative to the other stuff in home games, which was kind of a stress test on our performance. Since everything happens over the network, we were thinking having this relay server would kind of add an extra hop, basically, in all these network interactions, and it might make games run poorly, or it might make games not run at all. We weren't really sure what kind of issues we would run into, but basically everything is working pretty well. The game runs, it's a little choppier, I think, than it would be if it were running, just locally with the client directly talking to the server, which is expected, since instead of my phone talking to my computer directly over Wi-Fi, it is my phone talking to a server in California, and then my computer doing the same. So anyway, that whole network thing, I think, really wasn't that big of a deal, and I don't think it requires as much refactoring or kind of restructuring as I had previously thought. I do need to take this proof of concept from hacks to a real implementation, which is what I'll be doing over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And I guess I don't want to say too much more because I still have to do a lot more work on turning it from this proof of concept where only one player can connect to only one game server, and there's really no support for multiple servers or multiple players or anything like that. It's just very hard-coded for one person. So yeah, over the next couple of weeks, I will be fleshing this out and making it more of a real thing. But I think a lot of my fears about performance and complexity overall is really not that bad. So yeah, just a quick update. Stuff is going well. Still planning on launching everything like for real next summer. And I'm planning on still having my public game stuff available by Thanksgiving. Like available, I mean to me, basically, because I'm not releasing anything until a while. But anyway, stuff is working. Stuff is going well. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you. We'll see you in 2 weeks.